Can I answer did the body count matter question?
Yeah, of course.
I think it does matter, but I don't ask women for it. Because I'm just like, I don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not about to sit here and say, oh, really? You just had 3? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even care. But does it matter? It does matter, I think, on a biological level. Maybe not an emotional level, maybe not a political level, but I think I've read a study recently where it said when a woman has about 2 to 10 partners, her ability to bond with a man decreased by 40%. So me personally, I think that's true because I see women. I think the more women have experiences, it's kind of get hard to, because they take on the energy of these men.
But don't men too?
I want to say, is there like a study for men?
I think.
I want to know the other side.
It's one side. You see,
the other side now.
And they're putting their energy into women.
All right. I don't think
it's an exchange of energy.
It is, but you're actually receiving. The man is actually giving. Now maybe he's an overgiver. But I'd rather be an overgiver than an receiver physically. That's exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're receiving because you're taking on the energy of the man. The man is really giving you his energy. So, for example, now you can laugh all you want.
So feminine energy just doesn't exist.
I didn't say it don't exist.
Like during sex, though, because like women can't transfer their energy.
I'm just saying, man. If you're being penetrated, if a man got 3 women, right, and he's dealing with all 3 of them, they're becoming more like him. If a woman is dealing with 3 men, she's becoming like them. It's a difference between becoming like them and him becoming like him. It's all going to a point. Women who are promiscuous a lot of times have a lot of mental issues, in my opinion. But I don't even ask.
Same with men.
Possibly.
Definitely.
It's not possibly. Like, it's actually, that is a statistic. I couldn't tell you what it is.
The more educated you are, the more likely you are to have
I don't even ask women about their body count. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that a woman with multiple bodies, I'm more concerned with the type of guy she was with.
Yeah.
I think the type of guy she was with previously, to me personally, means more to me because, for example, if she was with 7 good guys and she was with 1 former criminal, that one dude to have way more impact on her than the 7 church boys she dated. So
Same
to
with
me,
if a
it's
guy's
about
getting with strippers and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree. You know what I'm saying? Because it lowers because you think every woman just this wild sexual crazed demon. And it's like every woman's not like that. But I just feel like biologically, I think it affects women more. Does it affect men? Yes, it does. I just think it affects women more.
I want to say I feel like men are able to. I mean, like women kind of have to learn how to play the game. Men just kind of do it.
We can compartmentalize. Like we can catch a body and keep it pushing.
Like they've been doing it since young. Like I had to learn how to turn off the feelings.
Well, I think men definitely have higher body counts than women subjectively.
Yeah.
Like
way higher.
You'd be surprised.
I think it's mechanical, more mechanical for men.
Yeah.
I think these days women are becoming more. I think these days
we're becoming more masculine.
Yeah, I think women now can just have sex with you and keep it pushing. I think now today more than ever, I will concede to that. Hell yeah.
But and a lot more women are celibate as well because
we have this in between of like celibate women and like not celibate.
They say this.
I know a lot of celibate women.
Honestly, I know a lot of celibate women.
Yeah, they sell a bit. All right, they sell a little bit. Depends on how much you're trying to. They got a price. Not all of them, but it'd be surprised.
Who are these women?
Yeah. Come on, man. Y'all, stop acting like you don't know what's going on, man.
Who are these groups?
Who are these men that'll see you in the woods and just attack you? Who's them? Who are they? I don't know.
And you got a point.
I don't know. I guess they from the same place, make believe land. Exactly. They both from the same place, Disneyland. I don't know. But Joe, you said you're an actor?
Yeah.
You're an excellent actor. I'm not saying that you're fake. No. What I'm saying is your decorum in the midst of heated conversations is excellent. You know what I'm saying? So I know that you can kill a role. So I'm looking forward to see you blow up.
So that's good.
Yeah, because I had conversations with a lot of women. They get getting
we're really picking on you.
I wouldn't say we was picking on her.
You every time.
But you handle it though. I've been on a lot of panels with even men that can't handle it. So the way you was able to stand in the grace of fire, like you're gonna be a dope actor. So that's dope.
Thank you.
All of y'all got pretty good decorums. Pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The future looks bright because I heard some young women with some sound mind. So I'm optimistic for the future. I got a daughter.
I love how the comments, though, when we first began this, were like, all these classy women, blah, 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 and then it was like these hate comments halfway through.
I hate the trolls, man. I hate the trolls.
Oh, my gosh.
They're the trolls, the commenters could be extreme. I deal with the same thing, like on my own channel. Like,
same.
I had a show where I had a guy that, he advocates marriage. Mm-hmm. So all the dudes was mad at me because I was like, hey, I understand, because there's men that just say, women are terrible. and I think you should get your passport moved. Okay. But if there's men that's saying, hey, I'm a married man, I have a successful marriage, and I'm speaking towards people who still want that, there's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of men got mad at him. I'm like, how can you get mad at a man who has a wife? What else should he speak towards?
And he's trying to help other people get married.
He's talking to people who wants what he has. Like that, like two worlds can exist. I think the extremism gets crazy.
Why do you think men don't like women? Because obviously women don't like men for the reasons that
I like women.
I love women.
I love women.
But you were saying that one guy. You were saying those guys say they don't.
No, but these guys, these YouTube guys, and a lot of times you don't know what they look like because you don't know who's behind that screen.
They're all Giga Chads.
Yeah, so sometimes I hate to be vain, but sometimes you can hear somebody have an attitude or hear their talking points, then when you actually see them, it's like, oh, I know why you mad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of these dudes and these trolls and women, they have a lot of personal gripes. They don't like themselves. They don't like how they look, so they can really get off their little animus in these little chats and these panels. So I don't even take the trolls serious. Like they be miserable.
Sorry for the delay. Sorry, Mythic, for the delay. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Brian and Andrew, for all the insight. First time donating.
Thank you, bro.
5'4" inches, 30-year male virgin here. With all the female high expectations, should I still look for a wife?
Damn. Maybe we gotta get you on the show, Mythic. And he sent it in twice, bro. Hold on. Yo, thank you for the TTS, man. I really appreciate it. We'll give you advice here in just a second, but you sent it in twice, so I'm going to trigger
Mythic
it twice.
Typhoon donated $200. Thank you, Brian and Andrew, for all the insight.
Thank you.
First time donating. 5'4" inches male virgin here. With all the female expectations, is there really any point in trying to continue to find a wife?
Bro, you got to find yourself a 4'11" woman. Get yourself a little shorty.
Not in America.
Legally a dwarf, maybe 4'9". I think it has to be 4'10", 4'9", gets you into legal dwarf territory. You got to date shorter, brother. And you got to level up all the dimensions. Look, you're dealt the hands you're dealt. You got to just level up. You got to min-max all the dimensions, get your money right, get fit, get shredded. That's what you got to do. But yeah, it's going to be tough.
That's tough.
I should, maybe shoot me a DM on Instagram. And it would, I might start bringing in, oh boy, I'm going to get like a billion fucking DMs. I don't know if I should say.
You said it.
I might occasionally bring on like a guy here and there, you know, so we'll see. But send me a DM on Instagram. I'll talk to you. Thank you, Mythic Typhoon. Appreciate it, bro. Oh, but he wants advice to find a wife. You could become a passport bro, dude.
That's his best bet.
You could go, there's Latin America.
Be careful.
Avoid. Yeah, she's a passport, bro.
I'm not.
You are dating a Colombian. Wait.
Yes.
Colombian woman.
That doesn't make me a passport, bro. They go
passport
specifically to look for wives.
What?
They go specifically to look for like.
I know why you were there.
I didn't specifically go for that.
So okay. And I think Asia is also good for the passport bros if you want to find and they tend to be a bit shorter. Also the Latina women on the shorter side.
5'4" is crazy though.
I've got a friend. She's 4'9".
Oh yeah.
Single.
Dude, but I'm pretty sure what type of height she want though.
She's taller than her, you know.
Oh shit. Okay, Mythic Typhoon.
Her name's Pam. Like
Pam.
Pam. That's rough. I know. No, I love her. She's my bestie.
Like only a little better than Karen.
Yeah. Pamela.
I mean, it is like The Office though.
It's kind of.
Has she found her gym?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm her gym, basically.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see here. What do we have? Mythic Typhoon, though. Thank you for the TTS, man. Let's see here. We were talking about, let's see. Oh, the body count thing. You kind of already went into that. Oh, the hypocritical thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I actually don't think that there's, and so, this is also a question here. I don't think there's anything wrong with a guy who has a high body count preferring to date a woman with a low body count or even a virgin. I can't actually think of any why that would be like wrong or even hypocritical.
I guess not. That's just their standard because I could say the same thing. A woman with a high body count just wants a man with a low body count. And if that's okay for...
rare, yeah.
But if that's, I guess that... I mean, it's just their standard. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But not that I agree, but it just is what it is. Because I feel like that's just a standard that someone might have.
I don't think it's hypocritical, though. Like, it might be hypocritical if he's like like if he was talking shit about high body count women, and then he was like, one, sleeping with a bunch of women, contributing to said problem, and then two, he has a high body count himself, he's talking shit about them, like he's like, oh, this behavior is like abhorrent, blah 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 blah, but he's still like continuing to just like have string one after the other, one night stand.
I get what you're but if you value your woman that much, you need to value yourself that much, and like it's the golden rule, you learn it when you're 5 years old. Treat people the way you want to be treated. If you're going around fucking everyone, treat people how you want to be treated, you know?
Like, how about this scenario? The guy is 30 years old, and he's had some long-term relationships. He's had some one-night stands here. His body count is 30, which I think most people would say, yeah, it's a bit on the high side. But he's like, well, despite my body count being 30, I don't want to date a woman who has a body count of 30. I'd much rather date a woman who's got a body count of like 3 or less, or a virgin.
Is she younger? Because then that would...
Well, that gets into age gap stuff, but like, say she's 3 years younger than him.
Because I feel like if he's older, it is inevitable for him. Like, he's gonna
have more experience. He lived on the earth longer.
He's gonna have a higher body count.
Because he lived on the earth longer. Then I feel like that's valid.
Yeah, you're gonna have, as you age, you're gonna accrue more sexual relationships typically.
But I just feel like if that's what you want out of the world, you're not gonna treat yourself like that.
What do you mean? I actually don't think that's the case at all. Like, a guy who's had sexual experiences, even through his own sexual experiences, could come to some conclusion or determination that, like, it seems to be like he starts noticing patterns, and he's like, these women who have like body counts similar to mine, they are less faithful, they are like low, they're not as high quality as these women who happen to have low body counts.
Why is it more respectful for a man to realize that at 30, but for a woman, you already caught 30 bodies, so you're just done for? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is it more respectful for a man to do that, but a woman couldn't change the same way?
Yeah, so a couple things. So first, I don't think promiscuity is good in either gender. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, like 100%. Like, same, like 100%.
Yeah, I'm not saying like, because there is this common, I guess, response to this. My position is like, well, why is it okay for men? Like, I actually don't think it's good for men or women to be promiscuous. I wouldn't encourage it. I do think there are some differences, though, when it comes to this. But sorry, your question was, can you repeat your...
So, like, say that I'm also, like, I turned 30 and I'm like, wow, the men I'm dealing with, they're crappy. I don't want to sleep around anymore. I want to deal with a man that has less body count. So I feel like...
Yeah, you can do that.
But does your stance still stay the same?
It wouldn't be a double standard insofar as a woman who, say, she racked up a body count of 30, and she's like, oh, I want to go and date a guy with a low body count.
Yeah.
Or...
is your stance still the same?
No, she can do it. No objections whatsoever.
Oh, that's all I was wondering.
I do think there's still a difference, though, and I think women are... they tend to care less about body count. They seem to be more forgiving of men who have a past of promiscuity. And also, I think there is a differential here. So this kind of ties into something else here on this list. So basically, any woman has the capacity to be a slut.
Yeah.
Like, any woman, if she wanted to, even if she's unattractive, could go like fuck 100 dudes in a year, if she wanted to. Most women probably don't want to do that, but like, they can. So because sex is harder to get for men, what you're going to end up seeing is that, like, women who are just undesirable, they can still like get sexual access from men, but men who are undesirable to women, they typically don't have that same level of sexual access to women. So men who can get laid a lot are just going to be like kind of across the board deemed as attractive, whether that's physically attractive, whether they have riz or game, or they can elicit the click or the vibe. Because a lot of men can't like elicit, because some men, like, they're nervous on first dates. Like, most of you are probably not going to feel the click with a guy who's like kind of like his eye contact is shit and he's fumbling and his voice is shaking a little bit. He's not going to give you the click or the vibe or the chemistry. I guarantee you that. So the men that are capable of illicit, and these are typically players, right? Like most players, they can get the chemistry from you. They can get the click, the vibe, whatever. Because they've done it with a bunch of other women. That's how they got sex from all these other women. So these men who are like super attractive in one metric or the other, whether they're good looking, they have status, maybe they're rich, whatever it is. Women don't need any of these other components to have sex. Like a woman could actually be physically unattractive and like fuck 100 dudes in a year.
And you got a point. Not gonna lie, you do have a point.
Yeah, so I think the difference here is that like when it comes to the assessment of a partner, men are gonna look at a woman and like she could have a high body count, but like a woman who has a high body count doesn't necessarily correspond with her being like surface level attractive. And I'm not even talking 100%. I'm not even talking physically attractive, but like a terrible bitchy woman can like go fuck 100 dudes, but like actually, well, I can maybe make the same. Like scumbag dudes can also like get pussy. So I don't know. Maybe that's not the best argument, but in any case, like, I know there's like a stronger steel man to my position, but I can't. It's not coming to my brain.
I mean, women like men women like men who get women. They like that. Yeah. That's what attracts them.
But we don't like when they brag about their body count, especially if it's high.
Well, no, you probably don't. But at the same time, it's a million women going to Chris Brown concert knowing damn well he's not picking them, and they'll still take spend $1,000 to take a picture with him. So they know he has other women. They know he's messed with other women, and they're still drawn to them because they are kind of turned on by that. Because sometimes I've heard women say, "Well, if nobody else wants you, why should I?" So it's kind of like. It's a little catchy because it's a little funny. It can go either way, but women really like a man because it's a skill set. Getting women is a skill set. Getting men doesn't require anything. You just got to be there. So to get multiple women, I have to be witty. I have to be charismatic.
Fake job.
I gotta, do a little thing like he said. Like you don't have to do nothing to get men. Men have to have certain attributes to get women, which so oftentimes those attributes are attractive to women.
Yeah, like the skill set required from a guy, or just like whatever, maybe it's status or whatever, like the requisite skill set for a man to get laid in order to like get that high body count is like has to be something. Whereas women, you can just show up.
Honestly, I did circle a question that said that it's easier for girls to go on dates than men. So, I didn't circle it. So, yeah, I guess I agree with that 100%.
But yeah, no, it's like any of you women here could, like if you wanted to, you guys could go have sex with like 100 dudes in the next month. Every single woman at this table, let me ask, do you think you could? Like if you wanted to, you're like, I want to have sex with 100 men in the next 30 days. You think you could do it?
I mean, if I wanted to.
If you wanted to.
I know I could, but that wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the amount of men, like if you were to pull men and be like, in the next 30 days, do you think you can fuck 100 women?
No.
I think I know some.
Unless they're rich with some status. A regular dude can't do that. A regular woman working at Burger King can do that.
Yeah, the average person.
Like I would argue, even like a below average looking woman, she can do it. We've had them on the show.
Elite men can possibly do that.
Yeah, so like when it comes to the getting laid thing, you use a great word there, elite. So like the sexual optionality that even the average or below average woman has is comparable. The sexual pull that you have is comparable to, as a guy, to get that same amount, you have to be an A-list celebrity, you have to be a professional athlete, like a musician, like top tier musician, famous, like insane status, insane something or other.
And if you look at it, even those guys who are famous and have the pick of the litter, they often just end up dealing with the same girls that somebody else dealt with. Like you see these girls go from Future to this guy. So even the elite men are having obviously trouble because if you're a rich man and you can have any woman in the world and you only seem to get Drake's ex or Chris Brown's ex, they're even having trouble doing it, obviously, because that doesn't make sense to me. If you can have access to the world, why do you want the ex of somebody who's in your field, in your craft? So even elite men who make money still can't just get what they want. So they even have it worse than a woman who ain't got nothing. Go figure.
So what I was going to say, it's not necessarily that I was kind of thinking about, it's not necessarily hypocritical. Well, I mean, I think that it's hypocritical, but if we're not arguing hypocritical for a high body count guy to want a low body count girl, my issue with it, in my experience personally, is that I will have gone on a date with a guy and he will say, what's your body count? And I say it, and he gets excited. And he doesn't get excited because he genuinely cares about me, likes my interests, anything like that. He was like, oh, like in the past, it would be like, oh, she has like 1 or 2. Meanwhile, he has 20 or 30. And he views it, I feel like, more as like a purity thing. And it's like, it kind of gives me personally the ick.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Because I think that someone, having a high or low body count, I don't think I'm any more or less pure than someone who has, a higher or low body count,
Well, your sexual purity would be less pure.
For me personally, I don't want someone, I guess, who looks at my amount and is like, oh, well, I want to be with her because, she's less experienced than me. If a guy previously would have gone and like asked me out and we went on a date and he asked me that question, I like immediately shut it down. I'm like, this isn't gonna work because you asked that question. And like the very first time that I never felt that was with my current partner. So like everyone has different preferences of what they want, and maybe it's hypocritical or not hypocritical, but I think that there is this kind of like, there's so many guys that are getting with girls and they are having these high body counts, but then girls like are expected to be completely pure, like snow, and it's kind of like,
not
why?
Pure, but purer.
For me, I guess I don't understand why they would want that.
Because we're men, and we know that other men's energy is still. I even seen a study where if a woman is pregnant, like if a woman had unprotected sex with men and they done ejaculate or whatever, that DNA even affects the child you have with her. So look it up. Like the DNA of other men are in the child that they have with the woman. So it's a huge thing when it comes to men and women. Like I said, we keep these conversations real emotional, but scientifically it's just different. It's like if you got a cup of water, if one person put their finger in it, you might take a sip. But if I put my finger in it, she put her finger in it, she put her finger, you're not drinking that water.
I know, but if your cup of water that you drink already, like, has a ton of fingers that have been in it, but then you want a new cup of water, I guess my issue with
I'm the cup. Okay. You can just wash the cup off.
Okay.
The water is the water.
I guess my issue with it comes down to some girls are fine and they like view lower body counts for themselves as like purity, and that's what they want, and they want like a guy who has who likes that, and that's fine and that's great and all. But like I guess what I'm saying is what is the motivation for a guy to like, I guess, look down on a girl for that when he's done the same exact thing? Like, I know you guys explained it, but I still don't necessarily understand.
I mean, because some stuff, because you're not a man, so we're telling you what it is. It's not stopping us from bonding with her. Having sex with multiple men will prevent you from bonding with. I've seen it with my own eyes. Like women who come out of the sex world, come out of the porn life, they be crazy. It'd be hard for them to attach themselves because they've desensitized something that is highly valuable. A woman's sexuality is very powerful. That is her, not to limit her to just sex, but it's a powerful thing. Like life comes out of you. So to just let anybody come in there over and over and over and over and over and over, that's gonna just affect your ability to pair with the man. And when I've met women with high body counts, they're very argumentative. They like to debate. They're not the most agreeable women. They're hard to bond with because you're literally dealing with the men in them. And it's like those men are still in them. They're all over the place. They're confused. Like I said, one man with multiple women, they're becoming more acquiescent to his energy. So it's coming to a point. It's like the bottom of the pyramid as opposed to the top. The top comes to a point. The bottom is very broad. So the woman who has a lot of men, she's the broad bottom. The men that is dealing with multiple women, he's the top. So they're all getting like me. But if you're dealing with multiple men, you're just like them. A jack of trades is a master of none. So it's the difference.
If it's easier for women to get laid, though, then wouldn't they have higher body counts just because of the?
They kind of do, though.
It says, but the fact that she.
But it'd be easier for them to like.
But that's why it says a lot about a woman who doesn't do that. Because if it's easy for you to just get any man and you choose not to do that, that says a lot about you as a woman, which makes you what? More attractive, because that means you're showing decorum. That means you're showing self-control. Even a woman who is being respectful in today's time, because everything about today's time is more advocating for women to be sassy and talk back and all that. So to me, beauty is a responsibility, not a bargaining chip. So
then are men trying to get high body counts like for practice essentially? Is that
I don't think
saying?
they try to. I don't think we do it on purpose. I think it happens because as a man, some women just give it up easy, and a lot of times women be starting that sexual activity. I've had women get mad at me because I wasn't trying to have sex with them. They thought I was weird. I'm like, nah, I really was just trying to get to know you. So
it's definitely men though that are the chasers that are pursuing.
That's what I'm saying. We're pursuing. So exactly. So if you're constantly pursued by multiple men and you're able to deny that, that says a lot about you as a woman. That means you're a dope woman, because you could easily just acquiesce to that, and you're like, nah. So that says more about you. A man, he at least acquiring some type of skill by getting these type of women. He has to be a little charming.
Choice, essentially.
Yeah, he has to be a little charming. You can't just be any kind of guy and get women. You got to know how to talk. You got to know how to dress. You got to know how to make a laugh. So even though it's not great, like he said, nobody should be promiscuous. But there's a skill set that's learned by men by dealing with multiple women. What are women learning by getting multiple men? Nothing. She just lowering her value, in my opinion.
What if she's like crazy incredible in bed? She's had like so many experiences.
So she's a porn star. Be that.
Yeah.
All right, great. But nobody wants to marry that, though.
I think it's really
Maybe Adam 22.
Huh?
Wait. Okay. So a couple things here. So you raised a couple interesting points previously, but like you said, okay, well, what does a woman gain? She will, if she has more sexual experiences, higher body count, she gets better in bed. I mean, my counter to this would be, well, a woman could have like 20 one-night stands with 20 different men, but she only slept with them once, whereas she could have like maybe 1, 2, 3 long-term partners, and she's had sex with like all of them 100 times. And so like I would argue that the woman who's had like sex multiple times with like the same 1, 2, or 3 partners is likely to be better sexually than her like more hyper promiscuous. I mean, even if we like pair it off, even if it's like a 1-to-1. So here's the scenario: a girl has a boyfriend and she slept with him 100 times, and that was her only body, versus a woman who slept with 100 different men 1 time each. I'm still kind of prepared to say that the girl with the boyfriend probably still better in bed. It's a little gray, but in any case, I'm still prepared. Like that's probably not a scenario that's really going to manifest itself as frequently. So what you find in promiscuous women is oftentimes they don't have like prolonged sexual experiences with men. They'll have one-night stands. The man, honestly, is probably not going to give her any feedback in these situations because he doesn't care. Whereas like a boyfriend might try to guide her, might say, oh, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. In a promiscuous one-night stand casual encounter, most people are not going to like actually voice like, oh, hey, I like it when you do this, or I like it when you do that. So I think that's one component there. But then also, even if a woman is bad in bed, I'll just grant you, like you're dating a virgin, and one, I don't even think she would be bad in bed. But like, if you're the guy in this scenario, and you do have experience as the guy, if you know how to lead, you can have good sex with a girl who's had no sexual experience. I don't know if you can say the same thing about like a woman who's like dealing with a new, like, do you really want to teach a guy how to fuck you? Probably not. It's going to be a turnoff for most women, unless you're more dominant or whatever in the bedroom. But if you're a bit more submissive in the bedroom as a woman, and the guy's the leader, and most virgin women are probably going to defer to your leadership when it comes to sexual activity because she lacks experience, and you know how to lead in the bedroom, I'm pretty sure you just tell her what to do. Here's what I like. I think you're going to have a pretty stellar sexual experience with her, despite her being a virgin.
And I want to add this real quick. I think the woman's having a skill set in sex is an overrated narrative. You ain't got to really do shit. Like, men are the ones who really got to do all the work. Like, what do you really have to do to have good sex?
Dude, such a good point.
A woman just has to be, in my opinion, receptive, a little flexible,
enthusiastic,
and just have the right attitude. She don't have to do a lot of shit. You know what I mean? So this good sex, what does that mean? Like, good sex means it's wet and you can handle it. You don't have to do nothing. I'm working. I have to really know what I'm doing. I gotta really know how to hit your shit. A woman ain't gotta do that. That riding shit y'all think y'all doing, we don't really give a fuck about that shit.
Yeah, all that crazy shit.
We don't care.
That crazy